Ahsoka Tano never appeared in any of the Star Wars movies, but thanks to her prominent role in Star Wars The Clone Wars, she quickly became one of the franchise's most popular figures. As a young character, she made concepts like war, politics, and heartache relatable to younger viewers. Those same fans grew up with Ahsoka as the series progressed, and when she decided to leave the Jedi Order in Season 5, it was devastating for the Ahsoka fanbase. Luckily, she continued to be a Star Wars mainstay, appearing in subsequent seasons of The Clone Wars, Rebels, and even a few of Disney's live-action series. Now, thanks to Dave Filoni's Ahsoka series, Star Wars fans are getting their best look yet at the former Jedi Apprentice. The thing is, all signs point to the Ahsoka series setting up a massive shift in Ahsoka's character arc. While The Clone Wars slowly set up her departure from the Jedi Order, all signs point to the Ahsoka series doing the opposite. Here's why Ahsoka will be all about returning Anakin's apprentice to the Jedi Order. To the casual fan, the idea of a Jedi choosing to leave the Jedi Order should seem like an odd thing. After all, it was a worthy calling to be a Jedi, and it was an awesome gift to be Force sensitive. It was unusual for a Jedi to leave the Order, but unfortunately it did happen. Attack of the Clones introduced a group called the Lost 20. A group of 20 Jedi Masters who had become disillusioned with the Jedi Order and sought out different lives. Ahsoka wasn't a Jedi Master when she left the Order, and she doesn't number with the Lost 20, but she definitely had a good reason for leaving. During the late days of the Clone Wars, a bomb went off in the Jedi Temple, and Ahsoka was blamed for the bombing. In reality, another Jedi apprentice named Barriss Offee had framed Ahsoka for the attack. Granted, the evidence was stacked against her, but it was appalling how quickly the Jedi lost faith in her. She had dedicated her life to the Jedi Order and to the Force, but when things looked bad, the Jedi and the Republic ignored her denials and passed judgment. She was stripped of her title as a Jedi Padawan and cast out of the Order. Eventually, Ahsoka was cleared of the accusations, but by then it was too late. She didn't trust the Jedi or herself, so she decided not to come back, even when the Jedi Council offered her the title of Jedi Knight. After that, Ahsoka became adamant that she wasn't a Jedi. During her duel with Darth Vader on Malachor, she told the Dark Lord, "I am no Jedi." She said that line with disgust. After all, the Jedi reminded her of all the awful things in her life. The Order abandoned her, and that same pride had led to their downfall and plunged the galaxy into a terrible darkness. She was right to leave, but she also left Anakin behind, which helped turn him into Darth Vader. But things could have been different if she listened to Darth Maul on Mandalore. All of that to say, the Jedi represented nothing but regret and heartache for Ahsoka. Clearly, she wanted to move on and let the past die. However, it's worth noting that everyone in the Ahsoka series treats Ahsoka like she's a Jedi. The best example is the droid Huyang, who still operates under his programming and acts like Ahsoka is a Jedi Master on a mission. She still fights Darksiders, hunts bad guys, and helps people in need. On top of that, Ahsoka took Sabine as her Padawan, which is a very Jedi-like thing to do. It's like she's a Jedi in everything but name. The thing is, Ahsoka has to become a Jedi at some point. In The Rise of Skywalker, Rey fought against Palpatine, and she was defeated until she gained power from all the Jedi that had come before her. She heard the voices of numerous Jedi, including Yoda and Anakin, but she also heard the voice of Ahsoka, telling her to let the Force guide her. While it isn't total confirmation, it would be odd for Rey to have heard from all the Jedi and Ahsoka. It would make much more sense that Rey heard from Ahsoka because she was a Jedi. Ahsoka had plenty of trials in her life, but before the end, the Force had guided her back to her place as a Jedi. That's why she was able and willing to aid Rey in her fight with the resurrected Palpatine. There's another reason to believe that Ahsoka will once again take on the mantle of Jedi. Although the series' introduction called her a former Jedi, there's a subtle hint that she won't always be a former Jedi. Some of Ahsoka's marketing materials have used 4 words to describe Ahsoka and her various stations in life. They first appeared in one of the teaser trailers and have been used subsequently. The words are warrior, outcast, rebel, and Jedi. Warrior clearly represents her time during the Clone Wars, fighting alongside Anakin and the other Jedi. Outcast shows how she was cast out of the Jedi Order, and how she fended for herself in an ever-darkening galaxy. Her time helping the Ghost Crew explains the word rebel, But why is the word Jedi used? Again, it's far from total confirmation, but it seems to indicate that Ahsoka will become a Jedi by the end of this series. There's simply no other reason to use the word Jedi to describe her. Assuming that Ahsoka will become a Jedi again, the question is, why? With all of the trauma and heartache in her past, what could make her want to be a Jedi again? The first 2 episodes of Ahsoka might have given fans a hint. The fact that she took Sabine as a Padawan was a surprise to most fans. In terms of story, it makes sense because so much of Star Wars is about master and apprentice relationships. But having a non-Force sensitive character fill that role is admittedly odd, so there must be a really good reason. Sure, it will help Sabine grow as a character, and it will allow her to be involved with finding Ezra, but in the grand scheme of the series, it has to be about Ahsoka's growth. Ever since the Jedi Council accused her of bombing the temple, Ahsoka has had trust issues. She hasn't identified with any group of people, opting to nominally choose the Jedi lifestyle and travel alone. She refused to explicitly join the rebellion. She refused to train Grogu, and she even walked away from training Sabine. Ahsoka's trust issues and Jedi regrets are valid, but at some point she will overcome them. In some ways, Ahsoka's journey mirrors Kanan Jarrus' story in Star Wars Rebels. Kanan experienced Order 66 before he became a Jedi Knight, and afterwards he lost faith that the Jedi could rise again. However, he regained his confidence by training Ezra in the ways of the Force. By doing so, he passed his own trial and became a fully fledged Jedi. Ahsoka chose to leave the Jedi Order, and she never actually became a Jedi Knight. However, she took a similar path to Kanan. Ahsoka took Sabine as a Padawan, and it seems like she will overcome her doubts and earn her place as a Jedi by acting as a teacher. By doing that, she will see Sabine's eagerness to learn, which will help her see the value in preserving the ways of the Jedi. But what's the catalyst? What will make Ahsoka decide that resuming Sabine's training is a good idea? There's only one thing that will fully set things right, and that's the appearance of Anakin Skywalker's Force Ghost. It's been confirmed that Hayden Christensen will appear, and it makes perfect sense that his ghost guiding Ahsoka back to the Jedi will be the reason for his appearance. It's easy to believe that Anakin would have already appeared to Ahsoka, but the way she's acting seems to indicate that he hasn't. She's standoffish, stubborn, and clearly regrets some of her life choices. But seeing Anakin for the first time and learning that he was redeemed will change everything. He will forgive her for leaving the Order, but he will also convince her that it's time to come back. That will give her the confidence to accept her place as a Jedi and resume Sabine's training. In that way, Ahsoka will receive validation from Anakin and accept the ways of the Jedi. In essence, it will be like Ahsoka's knighting ceremony. She will become a Jedi, and she will become the Master. But let me know what you think in the comments. Will Ahsoka become a Jedi again? Will Anakin's Force Ghost help her see the light? And how does Sabine fit into everything? Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.